What is going on, everybody? So today I want to talk about something that I get asked probably like 10 times a week, 15 times a week at this point. And it's something along the lines of, Grayson, should I buy Emperors in the New World, OP09? Or someone might have a card from OP09. I had someone message me, they sent me an email saying they pulled one of the mangas out of it and they're wondering if they should sell the card or not. And I believe it was in Japanese. But either way, it's very difficult for me to give a straight answer to this because I don't know your personal situation. I don't know how much you can invest in one piece right now. I don't know if you're going to need the money in 6 months, a year. Do you have a long-term outlook, 3 to 5 years, 10 years? Where do you think the game's going? Are you super bullish on it or not? So there's so many variables that go into it that for me to give a one-size-fits-all answer to it is just an impossible task. So in this video, I want to give you my perspective on OP09 right now and where I think it's going to go over the next year. So OP09 is probably the best set or the second best set in One Piece right now. I feel like maybe PRB01 is better just because it has so many mangas and also has all of those Golden Dawn cards. But EB09 is right there with it. You have that Gold Roger up top, $3,300 still, the Luffy, the Teach, the Shank. So there's Buggy as well. Lots of really solid cards. Nami, Boy Hancock. We've been over this multiple times, guys. The set is super deep. It's a great, enjoyable opening experience. But PRB01 maybe is a bit better just because you also have the God Packs, which is something I forgot about. But if you're bullish on the game as a whole and the collectability of some of these cards, you should be very bullish on OP09 because there's lots of cards in here that people are going to want to open and chase in the future. So with that in mind, I've already bought 2 cases. I also have 2 loose boxes, so I have 26 boxes in total. I'm planning to hold them. I have no plans to sell anytime soon. And if a reprint comes, which I do think a reprint will come at some point this year, I will be buying more. And I understand that when a reprint comes, the price of my boxes will more than likely be a lot cheaper than what I bought them for. And the same thing happened with OP05. And if you guys haven't paid attention, we can touch on this first. Over the past couple days on TCG Player, someone's been dumping a lot of boxes of OP05 for like $250 USD. I'm not sure if this is going to continue. Maybe someone knows that a reprint's coming and everyone else doesn't know. I have no clue what's going on there. But no panic. I mean, it just seems like it's one person right now dumping some boxes. But over the past year, point being, right, when we talk about reprints, OP05 was about 230, 240, maybe even 250 before the reprint came. Post-reprint, this box was down to around $125, $130 USD. And down here is a great opportunity for you to buy boxes if you are a long-term holder. Now, the problem arises that if you are always waiting for a reprint, you can miss out. And I've done this in Pokemon. I thought the 151 Elite Trainer boxes were going to get reprinted. They never were. They went from like $60, $70 Canadian when I thought I didn't really want to buy them because I felt like they were already getting overpriced. They're now almost $300 Canadian, and there's no sign of a reprint coming on those ETBs ever, more than likely. So there are going to be times where if you don't buy anything out the gate, you will miss out. And if your plan is to wait for a reprint, you have to accept that that is going to be a potential reality. Now, some people might tell you that OP09 is not going to get reprinted because Bandai is trying to catch up with the English set releases this year for the simultaneous releases of Japanese and English next year. I think Bandai is a company that's quite smart. They're learning from their mistakes, and they would be foolish to let this box run up to like $300, $400. You need to reprint it, especially when there is this much demand for a box like OP09, even at the $185, $190 price point. It's still selling fairly consistently. If we look at the 1 month chart on TCG Player, 18 average daily solds, obviously a lot lower on eBay, but then you also have, third-party sites selling the box as well, Facebook. So there are a lot of boxes moving of OP09 right now. And I think for all of those reasons, Bandai will eventually reprint this box. And I know you guys don't like when I compare things to Pokemon, but I want to give you a lesson on Pokemon right now because it's a very good comparison. So in Pokemon this year, we got the release of Prismatic Evolutions, which came out January 17th, 2025. So 4 months ago, almost at this point. When Prismatic came out, and even before it came out, there was so much hype around the set. And after it released, everybody wanted to open this. It got very expensive. People were upset because scalpers were taking over the market. You can see here, by the way, this was released week, I think, around $120. It came down to about $110. And within a month or two, this box was already back up to about $140 USD. Now, we got a reprint or a restock, whatever you want to call it, of product coming to market. And right now, this box is about $110, $115 USD. At the same time, we've also been getting leaks of Destined Rivals. This is a set coming out, I believe, at the end of May or June. I can't remember exactly when this is coming out. We also have the Black Bolt and White Flare set coming. Everyone's looking forward to that because almost I think every Pokemon actually is getting a special illustration rare. So there's lots of news going on sets that haven't even come out yet that will be coming out soon. The intention and people's wallets are preparing for these newer sets. And at the same time, we're also seeing a lot of older boxes from the Sword and Shield era that have alternate art cards in them, like your Lost Origin, your Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign. All of these sets over the past week have just gone parabolic. Fusion Strike probably being the largest one, going from about $500 up to about $720, $750 even, based on recent sales. So some of these boxes are up 50% over the past week. And with all this attention on other things, a lot of people aren't looking at Prismatic right now as a good investment. But when you look at the cards in this set, Prismatic Evolutions is probably the best set we've gotten in Pokemon since 2021, and probably one of the best sets of the modern era, maybe even ever. Like, the set is very, very deep. You have all the evolutions, and again, if you guys don't pay attention to Pokemon, this section might bore you, but it is important, right? So the set is very, very deep, tons of chase cards. When you look at the set value compared to any other set of the era, it is an insanely good buying opportunity right now. But a lot of people just aren't even talking about it or thinking about it or considering it because they're focused on other things. I think the same thing is going to happen with OP09 in a sense. We have OP11 coming out, EBO2 just released, OP12, we also just got the Jewelry Bonnie manga card revealed, as well as like some of the other leaders and stuff. Some of the cards look decent in there. You have OP13 coming at the end of the year. So I think over the next few months, with things going on, there may be a buying opportunity for OP09. Right now, I think just because Royal Blood is super weak, EBO2 is kind of expensive, people don't want it. A lot of people are still focused on OP09, but I could see that changing once OP11 comes out. Maybe 12 is actually really, really good, OP13 as well. So I think there will be an opportunity this year for a lot of you guys to get a position in OP09 if you don't already have one. And for some of you, it may even be worth picking it up right now, but that is going to depend on your personal situation. And if you need some help figuring this out, feel free to book a consultation call with me. I have links in the description down below, 30 minutes and an hour as well. So if you're looking to start a business or build a large position in One Piece or Pokemon investing, I can definitely help you out, get you set up with everything, and we'll tailor a plan to what your goals are. And for the people that ask me in the comments on all my videos about whether they should buy or sell something, if I don't give you a good answer, it's not me trying to gatekeep at all. It's just I want to be able to give the best advice possible. And I hate giving people just a generic answer based on my situation, because your situation might be incredibly different from mine. And that advice that I would give myself may not apply to you. But if you're just asking me how good of a set OP09 is, I think it's probably one of the best sets in One Piece, and it will probably remain that way for a long time. So if you want to invest in sets simply based on how deep it is, you can't go wrong with OP09. Now, the final thing I want to cover in this video is EBO2. It has released now. It does seem like the box price is starting to rebound. So release day, we're down to about 170. We're already back into the 190s on TCG Player, and a lot of sales in that range. You do have a couple lower ones here, like 168, that's fine, but a lot of sales around $190, $195. These are all English boxes, by the way. Look at some of the cards as well. Surprisingly, the purple Luffy manga is only about $1,000 on TCG Player, and I think we have like 5 or 6 sales at this point for this card. You have a couple up to 1,100 there. The one was at 1,300, one was at 900, so it's averaging out. Surprising me, I thought it would be a little more expensive, especially with so many people saying that the hit rates in the set were really bad. And maybe that's why some of these leader cards are super, super expensive in the like $200, $150-ish range. The other Luffy, though, we should look at this. We'll look at the Boa Hancock in a second. The other Luffy, around $300-ish right now. Most recent sales, $275, $280. The Boa Hancock, one sale on TCG Player so far at $420.69. That's actually a meme price. That's hilarious. Reiju's sitting around $250-ish. I think there's 3 solds on this. Yeah, okay, so $240, $295 there. And then a couple of my favorite cards, the Nami. Lots of sales on this, but it's only in that like 60, 65 range. You do have a couple sales. getting close to $70-ish, but I think it's probably going to settle lower than that. And then also the Usopp card is only like $7, $10, something like that. Yeah, $6, $7, consistent sales. Lots of sales though. This is one of my favorite artworks. I really like this card. So I actually may even consider buying this one in the future. Tons of other leaders though. You have Yamato, Uta, Charlotte Pudding, Rocinante, Chopper, Vegapunk, I almost said Vagabond, Vegapunk, Perona. So lots of these cards are over $100 still, $150 to even $200 and something dollars. I believe Enel is going to be a playable card. I've heard some people say that. Let me know in the comments down below if I'm off base on that. Again, I don't really follow the TCG, but some of these cards are interesting. You know, the artworks aren't anything crazy. And again, my whole speculation buying a lot of EBO2 has to do with Bandai just not liking to reprint their specialty sets in the future, and not fully based on the cards inside, because you compare EBO2 to something like OPO9, and I would absolutely go with OPO9 any day of the week when it's going, you know, card for card in a comparison. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. I'm already going way too long. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.